what the stones represent inside Imnidra with the solstices and the equinoxes. The equinox is actually, it's straight through the temple. You can view the fall and the spring equinox there, but it also hits these important stones in the temple during the summer solstice and winter solstice, which I found fascinating. They're that accurately aligned, and it still works. Even though we've had some adjustment, it's still powerful. So we're seeing this effect, and you can actually observe the solstices there, which I think is less obvious to people. So fascinating temples. Here's more with those notches that are everywhere on the temples, and they seem to be just incredible constellation counts or important energy counts. It's just one of those great mysteries, and you can see this particular photograph where they already have the tent over it, the covering, and then this little roped area you see in the picture at the bottom right is the exterior observatory that they had there that you could actually climb up on and get a sense of what they were observing from those stones. Fascinating stuff. This happens to be right by there, so we have another goddess feeling area here with that grotto, very much a feminine symbol, and that's very, very close to Hajar, and we visited it right before when Andrea took us to Hajar and Imnidra. It's a glorious spot. Any comments on that, Andrea or anyone else?
Well, it's too bad that it was too windy, I believe, that day. We were supposed to take a little boat ride down and go through the arch to me into the womb. I was really looking forward to that.
Yeah.
But the weather did not cooperate.
Which it often doesn't, I'm afraid, but but quite, that would have been a tremendous experience. But you can see, once again, passing through the womb, it's that same feeling throughout these islands. And I thought this was incredible. This was a student. She got her master's degree constructing this. This is Hajar Temple, the twin. And this, I think, is the one they've done the most work preserving. Yet Malta's done a fairly good job recently of preserving their temples, and more so than I think most places on the planet. And this shows this particular alignment. You can see how she did a full 360-degree computer model of it. She actually took the stones that were lying on the ground at the site and painstakingly put them together to form a dome-shaped roof. And that's what the stones would build, something like that, once it was put together. So you can see why it took her 3 years to do as well, but pretty remarkable. And this was from the Times of Malta, their newspaper. They're good if you want to go online and find more information about Malta. They're really good about singing the praises of their beautiful islands, so that's helpful. Here's someone had left an offering on one of the temple altars in Hajar, and here's just another example of that. Here's one of the sites as well. I consider this like a triple goddess look. This is the Imnidra temple. This was inside one of the museums, but it was a mock-up they have of the temples. And this I thought was an amazing goddess, and this, once again, we're dealing with Lorca. We're getting near the end. I'm sure people are probably having to leave us, and I apologize for running long. But Lorca speaks of the three goddesses once again, the angel, the muse, and the duende, and the sublimation of the duende, the point at which we sigh and surrender to the Creator, Him herself, life, death, thus the creation of the sublime, the breakthrough. And here's his comment: the arrival of the duende presupposes a radical change to all the old kinds of forms, brings totally unknown and fresh sensations with the quality of a newly created rose, miraculous, generating an almost religious enthusiasm. Birth of the new requires the blood of life. So he seemed to grasp Malta in his writings, even though he was Argentinian. And then his neighbor is Pablo Neruda, and he was from Chile, my favorite poet. And I love this because he describes it as well. I'm coming, wait up stones. Sometimes, some tone or season, we are able to be together, or to be one, to live, to die in this great hush of hardness, mother of all glow, sometimes flowing through volcanoes' fire or rivers' arbor, or fresh air's faithful circulars, or stuck trek through the snow or caked dust in the desert regions, metallic dust cloud, or even farther, the polar father of stone, ice sapphire, Antarctica. In this point, or port of, or birth, or death, we shall be stone, borderless night, unbending love, unending brilliance, eternal light, buried fire, pride condemned to its intensity, the only star that is ours. To me, that was the celebration of our Mother Earth as the Maltese would have wanted it, but that's me.
Now we've reached our credits page, and I'm delighted to give credit to the people who have produced such beautiful and interesting work, and to give you some idea of how to access their work and learn more from them. The beautiful artwork was by Maltese artist Jenny Caruana, who I've mentioned several times in this. It can be ordered at fineartamerica.com. Then you look up Jenny Caruana on that site. Her website is the Wise Stones of Malta I'll repeat that. It's the Wise Stones of Malta, single word, Weebly, WEEBLY.com. And then the musical excerpts were from Brian Wilson's Smile. They include Song for Children, Our Prayer, and they can be found pretty much everywhere. And you can reach Brian at brianwilson.com. The underwater photos of Malta and Gozo that I mentioned before from Graham Hancock's work, they were actually photographs of Mr. Hancock diving, is from his book Underworld, which you can purchase at your favorite bookstore, and you can also check his website. If you look up grahamhancock.com, then look under Archive and Underworld, you can find his latest information on this, which is really fascinating. Then as far as studying with Dr. Bernadette Brady, you can study with her at astrologos, astrologos.co.uk, and then look under visual astrology. And then her program is also available there. It's at zintara.com, ZYNTARA. The acoustical information that I highly recommend at the Old Temples Foundation, Old Temple Studies Foundation, is www.otsf.org. Francis Xavier Aloisio, the quotes were from his second book, The Age of Magic and Wisdom. It's part of his trilogy, and the first one was called Island of Dreams. Then what I have below this are the links to my previous online videos on Malta. These were combined with my trip to the Ice Age art exhibit at the British Museum in London, and I tied together the more ancient works with the work of the Maltese.
Thanks to Sacred Sites Journeys, we now have a wonderful opportunity next March for a very special time of year. We'll be arriving in Malta at the time of the crescent moons, which are representative of new birth, and these will take place after a total solar eclipse, which will be partially visible in Malta on the actual day of the spring equinox. So this is all about rebirth, and we have the opportunity to spend that at the Maltese temples, which is quite an opportunity. The best part of it, I think, is just how remarkable the journey will be, what's available there, and the very reasonable prices. So what I have listed here is the website where you can sign up, and that is www.sacredsitesjourneys.com/Malta, and then there's a hyphen, then March 2015 /Malta hyphen March 2015.htm. perfect opportunity to register and join us. And I know you'll find it profound and beautiful, and will totally enjoy this remarkable place. Thanks.